Man, gather round. OG Self back here. And today, just like each and every day, I'm very thankful to be awake and alive and able to talk to you guys, man, and to help you to understand the victory and glory of life. The victory of understanding you're alive and free, and you can free your hood and your barrio and your city and your town and your state. Heck, you can explore your country in the glory of understanding. You can appreciate your freedom because once you're locked up, you have no other choice. You have two decisions, man, like they told me when I got locked up. You can either dig down deep and become a savage barbarian, or you can be open to the reality and become a victim, dude, of the wolves. I chose to dig down deep and get in touch with my inner animal, and that's where I came up with this concept called Beast Mode Law. And I'm happy to share this with you guys because once you're in touch with Beast Mode Law, you understand that your principles are so strong and so true, and it's something that you totally believe in as part of your paradigm, that you're willing to stand and fight and give your last breath to make sure that somebody who violates your policies shall face the wrath of the Lord. So without further ado, guys, I'm getting to the topic of today's video, which is sent to prison for violating a woman. He now fights every day not to get violated himself. So guys, this is a true story, dude, and I'm not going to tell you the name until the end of the video, man, because I want you guys to really understand this can happen to anybody, dude, and I want to share this with you. If you're any type of a professional athlete, dude, or if you're any type of entertainer, singer, dancer, actor, and once you start rising up through the ranks, because not everybody has overnight success where you're just a world champ or you're in the A League or whatever. Sometimes you got to play D League ball. And you got to go overseas, you know what I mean? Or you got to go to a JC before you go to university. All of us don't have the genetic gifts, just the genetic lottery, just to be like LeBron James and Kobe Bryant. Those are two examples of people that went straight from high school to the pros. And just so you youngsters know, they don't do that anymore because they feel like these professional teams are just taking advantage of your youth, so they want you to get a college degree so that you can have a life after sports. Because your sports career, if you're lucky, might last 10 years. If you're unlucky, it might be shorter. And if you're a phenom, maybe you got 20 years, but that's not the norm. So this is a story to you guys, man, who play sports, dude, or you're a talented singer, dancer, or you're doing any field where you can make a lot of money eventually. And I want to talk to you about this personally because I never wanted to be an actor, guys. I always wanted to be a top-notch martial artist. My biggest life's ambition, to be honest with you, I wanted to be like a bodyguard for like famous, hot women, dude. No, because I'm gonna tell you why, dude. Because before some of you youngsters were born, they had this lady named Princess Diana. She came from a poor area of Britain, and then she married a prince, dude, and she became Princess Diana, and she was beautiful. And I'm just sharing this with you because I want you guys to understand SMV, beta male, sigma male, alpha male, all this bullshit. All it means is this, and this is a true story, dude. Alphas are not made, they're born. Some dudes are just born with the genetic lottery. They're tall, savage, big baloney ponies, gifted athletically, dude, got a vertical leap, just the ability, quick, fast twitch muscles. And some dudes are work in progress, like they could become a CEO or they could become a owner of a company and make a lot of money. They're self-made men. But here's the difference with women, dude. Women will always, always, always be attracted to the alpha, but they use the beta. It's called alpha fucks, beta bucks. They use the beta as the life insurance policy to ensure somebody's going to pay for the woman in her old age and look out for her kids, dude, and to love her forever after her beauty is faded. Alphas are just there for a short time, not a long time. Alphas are there for a fun time and a good time, not a long time. Beta male providers are the insurance policy. So what does that got to do with today's video? There's a lot of youngsters. When I grew up back east, I lived in New York and Pennsylvania, dude, for the majority of my life. Yeah, I did live in Chicago and Detroit, but those were temporary stopovers until my mom could figure out, where we're going to live. We were waiting for Section 8 housing, dude. We were on the list, so we moved to Detroit. for a year to get on the housing list. They go, hey, there's a house in Pennsylvania. There's some projects in Pennsylvania you can go live in. So we did it like that. But the point I'm making is when I grew up in Pennsylvania, they got some genetic fucking marvels. And I'm talking about black dudes and white dudes. Like when I was back east, dude, when I grew up, I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to be racist or anything. But they had Asian dudes, like Chinese dudes. And, you know, normally Chinese dudes are smaller stature. Yeah, they got bigger Chinese dudes now. But back when I was growing up, that wasn't normal. And then they had black dudes. And black dudes, normally they're just big, tall, savage. Yeah, there's average black dudes. But I'm saying the norm. They just, man, you be in high school with a dude, man, that's fucking 6'10", man, swole as hell, just a savage. And you know he's going to the pros. Then they got the white dudes, like if you grew up in Idaho, Ohio, Minnesota, Iowa, man, they got some savage white dudes, corn-fed white dudes, just big Brock Lesnar looking motherfuckers, man. And I'm just being honest, when I grew up, there wasn't no Mexicans. I didn't even know what a Mexican was because I'm on the East Coast. But then the Puerto Ricans, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm Puerto Rican now. I know there's big Puerto Ricans now, but when I was a kid, the average Puerto Rican looked like Mark Anthony, dude. And Emilio Estevez and what's the Ricky Martin? They look like that, dude. Just, you know, pretty boys like Prince-looking dudes, man. Everybody's got different gifts, so why is that important, man? If you're any ethnicity, you hit the genetic lottery, like in high school, you're tall and strong, you can run and jump, vertical leap, and your athleticism. This is a cautionary tale of whoa, and slowing your horses down, and be careful who you mess with. There was this big black dude, man. He was always good with his hands. He grew up in the streets. He just was knocking dudes out, and then dudes was like, this white dude, man, he was like, hey, you like to fight? Quit going in and out of reform school and juvie, man. Let's focus your negative energy. And you can turn negative energy into positive. It's called transmutation, guys. Look up this book called Think and Grow Rich. It teaches you how to take any negative emotion and use it as fuel to get the positive outcome in your life, because we all have negative emotions. It's just how you use them. Women use them in a negative way. Real men, mature men, rational men take your negative emotions, which we all have, and you turn it into fuel to accomplish something positive. So I met this old white man. It's not a perverted story, but the old white man just had him focus and really practice his boxing, studying boxing tapes, the history of boxing, introducing him to top-notch boxers and telling him, man, there's greatness in you. Just learn to control your inner demon, right? So this dude grew up, man. He became a heavyweight champion, dude, at a very young age, dude. Heavyweight champion, dude. And let me just share this with you, what happens. And I'm telling you this because as I was an aspiring actor, I never wanted to be an actor. But as I start going from D movies to C to B movies, working with Michael J. White and different people like that, dude. Man, women are drawn to success, so I start getting women flocking to me. But I'm going to tell you something, guys. I've never been focused on my baloney pony. I've always been focused on my bank account. Let me repeat that for you guys that didn't understand this. Growing up poor and impoverished back east, like sometime, dude, the windows was knocked up. I lived in one of those boarded up projects where the windows was knocked out. But the hawk, if you don't know what the hawk is, you're not from back east. The hawk is the wind that comes through with snow and ice, and it cuts your skin, dude. And it's coming through our broken windows, and we don't have electricity, so there's no lights on, and the rats is running around. There's no running water, bro. We can't flush the toilet. We living in abject poverty. So you grow up, man, focused on the money. You can give a frick about some vajayjay, some viscous inners. But if you're a privileged dude and you got all your needs met from Maslow's hierarchy of needs, dude, you're looking for satisfaction and enjoyment and entertainment and pleasure, you're on a different level. So I'm sharing this with you because, dude, like this guy, man, like me, I started having women approach me and I'm like, dude, I ain't trying to do that. I'm trying to train and be ready for my next role because I did a lot of fight scenes in martial arts movies. So I had to be ready, you know, whether I'm in a movie where I'm fighting this dude or that dude, I got to really look realistic. So I'm focused on that, but some dudes get caught up like you winning these heavyweight titles, or you see what's happening to these NBA young dudes like Brittany Renner did to that dude, and then You're talking about Zion Williams, what's happening to him. Dude, I'm just trying to help you youngsters that are genetically gifted. Every man, none ever trust a big butt and a smile like Belle Biv DeVoe said that, bro. I'm not being, this is not a hate speech, YouTube. I'm just saying a lot of hot girls who grew up in impoverished areas, they're poisoned in their mind and they just after you for the bag. They don't really care about you. They just looking at you as a ticket. A ticket where they ain't got to work the rest of their life. And you're not even going to be in their life. They're going to get a baby from you and they're going to be having other dudes smash them. So back to the story. This dude was really good at his hands. And he's going around, he's famous, dude. He's going around to beauty pageants, dude. And he's going to all the parties and all the top clubs. And women's flocking to him. So, dude, he got the pick of the litter. He'd be like, I want her. Let me tell you a quick story. So one time, I was a bodyguard for this tour. I forget what this tour's name, but it was Salt and Pepper and Keith Sweat. So just so you know, Keith Sweat's one dude. He was singing romantic songs, but he's got a bass player, a lead guitarist, a drummer, a pianist, and a saxophone dude. So let's say he's got a 10-man entourage, right? Salt and Pepper, was these two girls rapping, and one girl was the DJ. And then they had dancers, right? So we on the tour bus, and I'm just sharing with you, we went from town to town, and then after the tour bus, you stay in a luxury hotel. Hey man, there was groupies lined up, dude, like a block long to get in with these entertainers, right? And I'm not going to tell you the stories I've seen, but I'm just telling you that you got to be careful, dude, because these groupies, sometimes they have a hidden agenda. So back to this boxing dude, man. He's in these circles, higher circles than me because he's world famous. He's going to all these parties and clubs. He got the pick of the litter. So one girl had an agenda, man. She went back to his room at 2 a.m. in his limo, dude, with his driver and his bodyguard. Gets to the room. He gives her the business. You know what I mean, what the business is. Like, dude, if it's 2 a.m, I'm just saying, guys, I don't agree with forcing a woman. I've never have. But let's say you got this lovely young thing, she's of legal age. You say, hey, after the party, let's go back to my place. You know what I mean? She know what time it is, dude. So she went back 2 a.m. He give her the business, but I guess he was a little bit too rough for her liking because some dudes are savages. Most bad boys are savages in bed. And for those of you who had the pleasure of my coaching calls, like, hey man, my girlfriend left me, or my wife left me, man, and what should I do, man? And I said, well, tell me about, your intimate sessions with your wife. I kiss her like this, OG. And then when I enter her, OG, I'm like, oh, you okay, honey? Is it too hard, honey? Is it too much, honey? I said, that's your problem. Don't be kissing her, man. Just go ahead and flip her on the bed, smack her ass cheeks, tell her to spread them open, and then just penetrate her viscous innards of her vajayjay. And just dry smash her, dude, until she passes out. Hey, man, that's barbaric. Well, is your wife still with you? No. Is your girlfriend still with you? No. There you have it. If you continue doing what you always did and you expecting a different result, dude, you're fucking insane. So this heavyweight boxer, he gives her the business in a rough, savage way, smacking her and choking her, pulling her hair, flipping her, smack it, flip it, rub it down. Oh no, right? She's like, what the fuck? And then when he's done, see, this is the coup de grace. She thought that they were going to be an item. She thought because he picked her out of all the other beauty contestants, she thought like, wow, he chose me. I'm going to be wifey to this rich dude. But then he was like, get the fuck out. And she's flabbergasted, dude. So she gets the limousine driver, takes her back home, drops her off at her house. She comes in crying. You know how dads are, bro. Especially African American dads that stuck around to protect their progeny, dude, and their offspring. And you were the black dude's baby girl. What the fuck's going on, baby girl? Oh, this guy is and he just ravished me, and he's brutal, and he's mean, and he's took it, dad. Man, frick that. So they called the police, dude, and he had his semen up in her, dude, and she had a rough abrasion wounds, and he's rich and famous. And they sent him to prison. They sent him to maximum security prison for rape. So when he gets to maximum security prison, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. You guys don't understand this. I don't give a frick who you are, dude. If you're rich and you're famous, dude, and you're popular, and you come up in the maximum security prison, some guys got double life, triple life, life without. They got death sentence. They ain't never getting out. They're poor. They're from poor, humble beginnings, dude. They're savage. They're like a savage wolf, like a hyena. This is why wolves and hyenas, dude, are so dangerous. They're scavengers, dude. And they'll track you, till they see you at your weakest, and then that's when they jump on you. They're like vultures, dude. They're like chicken hawks, dude. They prey on the weak. Hey, let me tell you something. Just because you're rich and famous and powerful, yeah, you got money on the street, but that don't make you invincible, dude. And there's some charges. This one I want to talk to you about. You guys making your comments about Mike Tyson and shit. There's some charges in prison, man. I don't care who you are. If you're in there for grape, come on, guys. How on the one hand, prison channels say, hey, man, we handle rapists and chomos and child molesters, man. We handle them. And then you come into prison with the grape. Everybody say they innocent. Well, not everybody. Most people in prison say they innocent of the crime, dude. Nobody admits that they did it. Well, some sick dudes do. So this champion goes in there and he's like, yeah, man, you know, I didn't do it, man. I ain't no punk rapist or whatever. But see, here's the problem, dude. Some of the stuff you can't pay your way out of, man. So now every sick dude in there who's a perverted dude's like, man, you raping women, man. You taking advantage of women, man. And our black queens, man. No, man. It don't work like that, man. We gonna ride you and bust your Bronco open, baby. So then for his prison stay, dude, he had to fight each and every day to make sure that he wasn't violated, man. And that's just the rules of the game, baby. So if you like this type of realness and honesty and openness, just telling you what's going to happen. Prison, the rules are different from the street. Then thumbs up the video, man. Leave a comment for the algorithm. More importantly, man, subscribe to the channel. A lot of you guys, man, I appreciate your comments, even the negative ones. I do. As long as you're respectful, we got a right to disagree, dude. We can agree to disagree. Just don't disrespect me. Don't say something to me in the comments you wouldn't say to my face. Or you a South soldier, soft soy boy, keyboard warrior, fucking dude with a bussy. If you don't know what a bussy is, it's a butt pussy. Cause you soft, dude. Don't ever disrespect somebody in a comment that you wouldn't say to their face. And how do I know you won't say it to my face, bro? I've been on YouTube since 2016. I ain't been to every gym, but I've been to most major gyms, dojos, and cage fights all throughout California and Vegas. I've been on movie sets, hotels, casinos. Everybody know me, man. I ain't never had one dude come up to me and say some foul, stupid, shiza dude, or I'd be on fucking the news, because I don't play, man. I'm respectful to everybody and I practice stoicism, but one thing you ain't gonna come up in my face talking about some crazy little boy shiza. So anyway, man, go ahead, man, and if you're gonna make a comment, dude, at least subscribe to the channel, because I'm trying to get my subscriber count up to 100,000 by this time next year so I can reach more people and help more people. Even if you disagree with my message, man, this is what happens in life, dude. Even if you disagree with the message, you got to say to yourself, is there a tidbit of value in it? If the answer is yes, support the mission. So until next time, hold yourself back.